human. Off on another errand for Morgan, eh? Just a moment. I know you are in a rush. The Kethri aren't here yet, and I've got Riza spinning up your neural pod now. You've got time, and I need to speak to you. Don't worry, this won't take long. Smart move. Look at me, human. Do you know who I am? Perceptive. You're paying attention, at least. I'll give you that. I hope you aren't going to be as idealistic as Morgan and Fell. Yes, I'm Aphoros. The Aphoros. After all this talk that I've heard about you, you're much shorter than I imagined. Who said I was disappointed? Listen, human. I'm not Morgan and certainly not Fell. I won't try to sway you with petty idealism. I'm simply going to ask you one question. Are you, or are you not fully committed to ridding this galaxy of the drone fleet? Here's the problem, human. The drone fleets are millions and millions of years old. They are undefeated. Do you really think that the hundreds of races that came before us haven't tried what we are trying right now? Come on, think, human. I knew I was right in turning you. Ever since the drone fleet eradicated the Skrill millions of years ago, they've harvested us like grapes on the vine. Over all these years, the resistance that species before us mounted was no more than a nuisance to them. Merely a couple of annoying insects that they swat with the back of their hand. They will still harvest the fruits of this galaxy, and nothing will stop them. You see, both Fell and Morrigan have been keeping you in the dark. Adam, let me tell you something. They do more than that. Yes, they sometimes spare a few people, just so they can feast on their flesh. And yes, it's true that they pillage, defile, and consume all the resources that they find, leaving systems barren and devoid of life. But that's not the worst of it. Once the drone fleet get us, and believe me, they will get us, they feast not just on our flesh, but on our intrinsic life force. But it's not some kind of pseudo-spiritual mumble-jumble process your people might envision. They'll round us up, separating men from women and children from their parents. We then get marched into extraction vats, where they perform their life force harvesting. It's grim, and I'll say no more. However, to phrase it in a way you modern humans might understand, your data, as in the root backup data, becomes unrecoverable. Everything that is you is no more. That means your soul. Adam, do you know why they are also called the Dark Worlders? It's because when they infringe into our galaxy, the ambient temperature of space cools. The fields they create cause stars to flutter, and as such planets, such as Earth, to undergo sudden ice ages. They have powers beyond science, beyond magic, just beyond. So now you know, human. Now, do you see how pathetic Fell and that Rhizarch are? That somehow saving a few technologically competent races like the Myralexians will somehow tip the scales. Or that insufferable Morgan, who is just as bad as her sister, thinking that somehow having the galaxy simp for her under a single fist is somehow going to change things. She could unite the whole galaxy I'm sure it's been done many times before. The waves will still crash into the cliffs and bounce right back off. Morrigan is away and not around. She's tasked you with holding off the Cathari. I'm sure you'll be able to do that. But sooner or later, you'll be forced to seek out their forward bases and staging posts. Morrigan will ask you to force them into surrendering. I want you to interpret her orders differently. I want you to wipe them out completely. Chase those mongrels back to their burrows and exterminate them. Those Cathari are vermin, Adam. They have zero direction, zero cohesion, and zero vision. If we allow them to continue to influence our cultures, all our worlds, then we may as well give up and hand it all over to the Dark Worlders. Did you know they've been on Earth since 1950? Profiting out of human polarization? Why? Because they themselves are polarized, ununited, and undisciplined. Human, I'm granting you my most precious invention. Use this anti-life weapon on them and record everything. After that, come back for your reward. What do you think, human? Let's just say you'll be keeping me busy in my quarters until my season's passed. Well, human, talk is cheap in either way. I know you'll make the decision in the moment. I'll reach out to you again nearer the time to see where your head is at. I've done my part. Now let's see if you do yours. She's an idealistic, overcompassionate fool. She's done, human, done. Oh, and I'll know if you blab. So don't think about running back to Mommy after this. She won't get back in time even if you did. So have a think, and do what's right for the galaxy. Bye for now, human.